one of the
Oh, yeah.
favorite people of all time, Gary Green.
Yeah.
I just try to stay out of the way, Rock. And roll,
No, but you did. But so me and Greg were talking a little bit earlier about the shifts and potentially them going away. Your thoughts?
You know, John, you grew up with the game the way I grew up with the game. Brownie, you as well. I'm not a big fan of the shifts. I don't think you see the athleticism nowadays that you saw back like Roberto Alomar and guys like that. That's not really in the game anymore because you can stack sides. And you don't really have to have a lot of range nowadays. So I just haven't really been a big fan of it. I think they need to open the game up, in my opinion, and that create more excitement for the fans, more excitement for the players. In my opinion, that's just my opinion.
That's an argument I hadn't even thought about, but that is true that if you limit those guys, then you get maybe a chance to see guys be more athletic.
That's what you were bringing up about Cruz. I mean, seeing the pitches, anticipating right or left, maybe cheating a little bit left to your right or left. So, yeah, when you're shifted, I mean, you're kind of robotic and you're not maybe anticipating as you should. So obviously that's part of it to get more athletic. To me, we talked about it. You can still shift the shortstop to, behind second base or the other way around, which we did growing up. We would shade one, maybe not to the extreme that we see now, but I don't see the need to keep them. I mean, there were times where you were more left side, but right side of the infield. A lot of times you're on the grass. I don't understand the whole get off the grass thing.
You mean in terms of bringing the second base?
Yeah, if you've got two on either side,
right.
If you have two on either side, who
the
cares
rule,
how deep they play?
The rule that you're not allowed to be off the dirt. Yeah.
Right. I guess I'm guessing, guys, that they're just trying to create more offense, to create more room to hit balls through. Is my guess.
It sounds like nothing's determined yet for next year, so we'll see what they decide. But it's next year. It'll be different, bigger bases. Did you see anything at AA last year that was different? I'm trying to think if they.
Well, Brownie,
the pitch clock.
Yeah, they have the pitch clock, and every once in a while we got caught for that, or the other team got caught for that. But the first half of the year, we were able to.
Ball in the air to shallow right, and in right center. Nice catch, Jack Sawinski.
You were just saying this guy can go get it. Nice.
Well done. We're going to talk to Gary Green, continue our conversation as we head to the bottom of the eighth.
At some point, I think we are going to win at some point, sooner rather than later.
I get the feeling, too, that everybody from Ben to Derek Shelton, the staff, the new minor league coordinator and the whole field staff down there, that you guys are much more inclusive. Everybody, the more and more baseball talk, no egos, let's just share what we know and see what we can learn from it.
Yeah, I think you're right, John. I think we're trying to get back to, we certainly think there's a place for analytics, but we also need to teach these players how to play the game of baseball and all the nuances of the game, in terms of throwing the ball to the right bases to keep double plays in order, backing up bases, showing up on every pitch, executing cutoffs and relays the way they should be, all the fundamentals of the game, and we're really getting back into that stuff.
Jack Sawinski, who made that fine catch, top of the inning, right fielder at the plate.
And I think that's important. Obviously, it's always important to play the game the right way, whether it's running bases, defense. The game has kind of evolved into the three true outcomes. So, okay, we're not drafting as many. Well, I'm not saying we as in Pirates. At baseball, you're more likely to see a slugger get drafted that might not be so solid defensively, can't run a lick, and he's going to either hit 30 home runs, get paid $20 million a year, but that's all he's going to do. You've obviously seen it back when you played and played fundamentally sound baseball to kind of this now to where, it's power where defense and base running. I know you can have some of that on your team, obviously, but you still got to win ball games by playing it the right way.
I agree with you, John, totally. The biggest thing is we had it last year with guys. The first week of the season, we were striking out 14 and 15 times, and it was 3 and 4 pitch at bats, right? So we had to sit down with the guys and listen. It's fine if you strike out, but we have to learn how to extend at bats. We have to. If it's 7, 8, 9, 10 pitches, we're good. We can live with that because now we're getting into deep pitch counts with pitchers, and we're able to get people out of the game. striking out on 3 or 4 pitches is just not, it doesn't work.
It's worthless.
It doesn't work. We got to put balls in plays with runners at third base and less than 2 outs. We got to get the ball in play. We have to get the ball in play. We're trying to get it back to the way the game needs to be played.
So, and that's, I guess, my next question would be, because you're seeing more guys coming into systems drafted based on raw power, maybe a longer swing, that a lot of hitters don't have the capability to get on top of the ball the other way, like most guys had to do as they came through minor league systems. Is it more difficult, you think, to be able to put that mentality or change that swing, shorten up that swing with guys coming in that were more power type guys in high school and college?
And that's a great question, John. The only thing I really know about pitching is it was hard to hit.
Yeah.
But it's something that I think we're trying to infuse in the organization with guys. We're not look. We understand guys are going to strike out. The stuff is really good today. The velocity is really high today, and that's fine. But let's learn how to extend at bats.
Which means you got to shorten the swing.
You might have to shorten the swing up. Yes, you have to concede a little bit, right? You have to concede a little bit to try and, fight some pitches off and extend at bats and get pitch counts higher for pitchers and get them out of the game.
I think, and we've shared this before, me and Greg, and I'm just the way the game's going. I mean, you hit 1 home run a week, you're rewarded with an 8-figure salary. Okay, and it doesn't matter if you have 150 strikeouts. Okay, you're rewarded with 20 home runs, 25 home runs, which is 1 a week, essentially. So a guy like Adam Frazier, who's a really good player, that he has some occasional pop, but you're not going to see him get rewarded with an 8-figure salary, even though he's a better ball player than most because he could play defense, he can run bases, he's a tough out, he'll drive and runs. And so for me, and in these shifts, obviously, I mean, he could take an advantage of something like that. But, you're a 1 homer a week guy, and you're getting rewarded, whereas if you're a good guy that can beat the shift and you can steal a base and you can score from second or score from first on a double, you're not getting a reward. So in my mind, it's like until we start changing how we pay them, are we going to change them how to hit or change the way they hit?
That's another great point. I mean, you have to have if you have to have guys like Frazier. Frazier's a baseball player.
Yeah.
You just described that. He's a baseball player. He's going to help you win. He's going to help you win games. He does all the little things to help you win games. He extends at bats. He hits the ball the other way when he needs to. He steals bases. He runs the bases good. And we're trying to get back to that.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yes, we're trying to get back to that because if you look at the playoffs, when you guys get into the playoffs, you see teams doing those things. You see teams extending at bats. They're driving pitch counts up. They might strike out, but they're driving pitch counts up because the at bats are longer. There's 8, 9, 10 pitch at bats, and that's how you win. That's how you give yourself a chance to win.
Speaking of that, we just saw a 12-pitch at bat from Jack Sawinski. He walks. And I think John Baker, who's now in charge of the minor leagues, talked, I think, on the air with us last year about how he's hoping, I think it starts with Ben Cherington and all you guys trying to, realizing, to John's point, teams like the Pirates can't afford those guys. So in order for the Pirates to win, they have to be, I guess, old school.
Greg, I totally agree with you. We have to do the fundamental things right, and we have to be really good at that.
Endy Rodriguez drives one toward right center field. Endy Rodriguez. 2-run homer. Talk about the year he had with the Pirates last year after being acquired in that 3-team deal involving the Padres and Mets. And he just shows off a couple of his tools. The power, he can run well. Gary Green, what do you think of Endy Rodriguez?
Brownie, I've seen him for the last couple of weeks and really like the kid. I mean, he brings a lot of energy to the clubhouse every day and on the field. He loves the game. He likes to go out there and compete and work. So he's going to be an interesting young player down the road for sure.
Yeah, the MVP down here in Florida last year, A-ball. And I said this to Greg earlier. Am I correct that this isn't a home run park in the summer, is it?
I don't think it is, John. I don't think it is.
I mean, he had 15 and 98 games. That's a pretty good pop for a guy listed at 170.
He's got some, just watching him. You're right. We're just watching him take batting practices. There's some timing and rhythm there. He understands timing and rhythm and how to get on time.
And good athlete from everything, but everybody says real good athlete.
Yeah, he's playing first base today.
Yeah.
A little bit of first base. He's caught last year. He's playing. He moves around good. He's got good feet over there. He's got good hands.
Endy Rodriguez homers to give the Pirates the 6-3 lead. Now Henry Davis chops one toward third, and he'll be retired for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We can't thank Gary Green enough for being with us, one of our all-time favorites, and look forward to chatting with you the rest of the spring and then on to Indy. Gary, I know you have a lot of fun there.
Guys, it's always good seeing you guys and catching up. It's been a while. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll have to get dinner before I head out of here. I mean,
Rock, it's always good seeing you. You're getting a little gray too, Rock.
I got
just a little bit. He's getting up there too.
Bit.
He's getting up there too in age, by the way. We're going to start to see some gray hairs.
Creeping.
Yeah, we're going to start to see it. I won't ask who pays for dinner when you guys go out. We'll work on that.
Yeah, he gets on me because it hasn't happened the last couple of years. So I gotta make a commitment here on the air.
That's right. You owe me, Rock.
I think that was it. I'm not sure. We'll have to replay it later. Again, our thanks to Gary Green for being with us here. As Keenan Smith and Jigba steps to the plate. And a 3-0 count on Njigba. This is his second at bat. He struck out his first time up. This inning, a 12-pitch walk to Jack Sawinski. Then Endy Rodriguez homered. Henry Davis bounces out. And what Gary Green was talking about, good at bats. And there's one for young player Keenan Smith and Njigba. And here is the man who homered to lead off the 7th inning, Tucupita Marcano.
And by the way, that was pretty impressive. Now, we could sit here and say we got a little bit of a breeze or wind, but that was Oppo. And they got out of here in a hurry.
Yeah.
And to me, a no-doubter the other way. And anytime you see that.
Runner goes. And a stolen base for Smith and Jigba. Veteran Ryan Lavarnway is behind the plate catching.
Yeah, anytime I see somebody go Oppo, as we'll see the jump here. Pretty good jump, peeks in, head first slide, loses the helmet. Plenty to spare.
And off the end of the bat. Second out.
Yeah, anytime you see a little Oppo pop, to me that's impressive. It opens eyes. There's not a lot of guys that go to the opposite field, and that thing pretty much a no-doubter off the bat. Up into the bleachers. And again, not a real big guy.
Yeah. New pitcher coming on. Pirates have added to the lead. They've hit. In the bottom of the 8th, runner at second base. Download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Buccos. Nick Cuzia comes on to pitch now for Detroit, and we'll see Nick Gonzalez get another at-bat. Nathan Kirby, a minor league left-handed pitcher, looks like he's going to try and get the final 3 outs.
Yeah, another guy to get excited about. Nick Gonzalez. That short little compact swing with some pop. It'll be interesting to see how many at-bats these guys get with the shortened camp. Obviously, they got to get ready for their season.
That's right.
Too.
Yeah. Minor league season. We'll start before the big leagues in a number of cases.
Yeah, it cut it close. It would have been interesting if it lasted another week.
What would they have done?
Happened?
Boy.
I think down here, I think I saw that the Braden and Marauders start on the road. So they would have been able to use the facilities here
Yeah.
for an extra week.
Mm. Bounce to third. And the Pirates will head to the ninth inning with a 6-3 lead. Another home run. Andy Rodriguez goes deep. Here's that home run. Andy Rodriguez. Pirates looking to go 2-0 in the spring. On Tuesday against the Baltimore Orioles here in Bradenton. But tomorrow on the radio side, and there is Matt Eckelman. He did last year AAA Indianapolis. Hooking foul off the bat of Ryan Kreidler.
Yeah, Eckelman, we see him, seems like every spring, comes in, throws strikes, gets outs.
So, yeah, that's all he does. He had 23 saves a couple years ago at Altoona. Matt Eckelman.
Really under the radar, you know what I mean?
Very much
you
so.
think of all the movement and all the pitchers and everything else like that. You know, he got pretty good work, 66 innings down in Indy. Maybe this will be the year we get to see him.
21st round pick out of St. Louis University. Two and two. Looking for three more outs. Matt Eckelman. Mitch Keller started. In case you didn't catch the start of the ball game, he looked good, but hit by a line drive the back of his leg with 2 outs in the second inning off the bat of Daz Cameron, and for precautionary reasons, the Pirates pulled him from the game. Left thigh bruise, so you wouldn't think that would keep him out all that long.
Yeah, hope not. Hopefully not at all. But, boy, he looked good. He was throwing the ball. He was throwing firm, had good breaking stuff. Although that breaking ball stayed up a little bit and came back to give him a nice little bruise on the back of that left leg.
And Eckelman with the strikeout. David Bednar, his first outing of the spring, pitched a scoreless third inning, walked one man. Dwayne Underwood Jr. looked good. 1, 2, 3 for the right-hander in the fourth inning.
That looked like a split.
I think he does throw the split, doesn't
he? Good split grip. Yeah, Underwood throwing hard. Looked like his ball was jumping out of his hand. That's good to see.
Popped up. And let's see. He's going to take charge. They can't. Yeah, there they do. Matt Frazier looked like for a moment might have lost it, but he grabs it for the second out. 2 up and 2 down for Matt Eckelman. And Ryan Lavarnway to the plate. Tomorrow in Dunedin, we'll see Dylan Peters, the lefty, who was pretty impressive in a handful of starts last year for the Pirates. Bryce Wilson also scheduled to throw. Sam Howard. And Roansy Contreras. Veteran Ryan Lavarnway. "34-year-old former Red Sox catcher, spent time in the Pirates organization 4 years ago. A little bit of time with the Bucks last year with Cleveland. Goes upstairs, 93, Matt Eckelman.
As always, never looks like he's messing around, coming right at you.
Tucupita Marcano homered. Ben Gamble homered in the second inning. O'Neill Cruz went deep. There's a ground ball to the Pirates' third baseman, Jared Triolo, and he takes care of LaVarnway, and that makes the Pirates 2-0. 6-3 win over the Tigers.
Nicely done. The pitching has been good. Some long balls, which are always fun to see. Yeah, young guys, old guys,